Thank you, Emmanuel. Emmanuel Harrold and Keyon Harrold are family. They are actually just continuing the legacy of many Harrold men before them. Their grandfather, Frank Harrold, was a community activist and had a lot of influence with St. Louis youth and a path to music and expression. And wonderful, wonderful job. I'm so glad to have you guys here. So, native St. Louisan.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, Grammys, I'm in Times Square, we bump into each other. Although, the relationship was there for sure, but, New York is home, but still on a path to do great things. So just give us some enlightenment.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here, pleasure to be home in St. Louis. My first time flying since March, so my anxiety was on 1,000. Interesting times right now. It's such a pleasure to get a chance to play. I haven't played really out to anybody, for people to feel the real vibrations since March. So, this is good energy. I just want to, take the time to first of all shout out. It was myself and my brother playing today, but we were supposed to have a couple other musicians that were responsible enough to say that, you know what, I was exposed, so I'm not coming out.
Wow.
And I feel like it's very important to everybody out there that if you feel any kind of sickness, just, be responsible and just stay home, and we catch you on the next one.
Yeah.
Anyway, coming from St. Louis, I left here in 99 and, have had the opportunity to work with some of the most amazing artists in the world, from Common to Jay-Z, Rihanna, Gregory Porter. My brother Emmanuel works with Gregory Porter as well. Had the opportunity to just make music and make people feel good and make people, heal from whatever it is that they're going through. So I don't take it lightly anytime I get the opportunity. Especially in a time like this, in a time of COVID, in a time of Black Lives Matter, in a time of, Black people not being treated equally. I feel it's my job as an artist to get out there and, make people see us differently and make people see the world differently and get a chance to respect us. When they see people destroying things, I want to give them the opportunity to see the things that we're building, in a beautiful way. Right at the time, right after George Floyd was killed, unfortunately, rest in peace, a lot of Black people in New York, in Harlem and Brooklyn, all over, we're looking like thugs, looking like this. Oh my God, they're tearing down everything. So I decided, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go down in front of the Barclays Center, Jay-Z space, and I'm gonna play for the people and change the energy. As an artist, we have the opportunity to literally change the energy. The aggressive energy, we can change it, and console people. So got a chance to go out there and just literally play, which was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So tell me about, Mike Brown's, murder and your connection with Ferguson and how you've reflected some of that in your art.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, being from Ferguson, Kinloch, Ferguson, if you're in St. Louis, I'm so connected to what life is like as a young Black man growing up in Ferguson, or just in St. Louis, and anywhere in America, for what it's worth. How we're looked at, how we're prejudged as we walk outside. At the age of 12 and 13, we're looked at as grown-ups. Not much different in the idea of Mike Brown being killed, too soon. So, as a composer, as a writer, I had the opportunity. I'm touched by things. So I wrote this song called "MB Lament," Mike Brown's Lament, and I play it everywhere I go. Anytime I get the opportunity, just to remind people that this stuff happens. Having a 14-year-old son and many nephews and, many friends, these are little kids, they're our babies, and they go outside and they're looked at as monsters, unfortunately. So, I take my art and I take my music, very seriously, and I like to, channel some of that energy to make, to build bridges and to, extend love in the idea of tragedy. To make something beautiful from something that's not beautiful at all. So, it's Mike Brown Laments on my last record, The Musician. So,
Yeah.
you get the opportunity to take a listen.
Oh, I've definitely heard it, and I'm sure many have heard it. You've had some phenomenal, opportunities. Like, you supported the Miles Davis movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was an honor. Miles Davis being in St. Louis, East St. Louis, if you're from here, you already know.
Yeah.
Had the opportunity to work on the Miles Davis movie with the great Don Cheadle. He acted and directed in it, and I played, any of the trumpet that's not a Miles Davis master that was in the movie. So that was a unique experience. The soundtrack won a Grammy Award, so beautiful things.
Yeah. So you are younger than I. Can you speak to your generation and what the call to, what voting means to, the people who you know and who you have had engagements with?
Absolutely. At this point, there is no option not to vote. We've seen what the last, 3 and change years have been, and it's not been much change, only change for the worse. So at this time, we have the opportunity to mobilize and make our voices heard. Many times, as African Americans, we're not empowered. So at this time, we have the opportunity to build something different and change the climate, change the world for the generation who's coming after us. So it's so important to vote, to take this opportunity, our constitutional right that so many people have fought for. It's our opportunity, and the time is now to really make a difference. An administration that's happened, the administration that wants to, marginalize us even further, it's time to really take our power back and hit the streets and really, really, really vote. And starting locally, especially locally, the people who you can actually touch and, let them know how you really feeling. It's very important that we get a chance to really let our voices be heard so we can see something different. We want to see something different, you got to do something different. So it's time to vote,
Yeah.
get out there. It's important.
Yeah, we've got an election coming up Tuesday, so we are looking at all means that we can do to excite and motivate our folks to come out and exercise that right.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah. So tell us, Keyon, how do we learn more about, what you got going on and access to, your music?
Okay. You can find me. I'm pretty active on Instagram. My name Keyon Harrold, Keyon Harrold. My Facebook sometimes. I'm always trying to, send out encouragement, and typically on there, I'll let you know what I'm doing, what's coming up. In the time of COVID, we're not doing many live performances. We're doing mostly streaming. Been doing a lot of work with the Blue Note, legendary club Blue Note, and Scullers, and some other things coming up in the next couple of weeks. And y'all can find me there. You can find my music. I have 2 albums, The Musician and one called Introducing Keyon Harrold. And if you just put my name in, you'll see all the work that I've been a part of, from Maxwell to Jay-Z to
a commercial too. The commercial you had that I was like, I texted you, I was like, I just heard your son.
Oh man, what, the one with Nas?
Yes,
I forget. Yeah.
You forgot about that one, huh?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, but it's here. The music is here. The vibration is here, and it's the time to act. I think it's an art to be able to take your power to the streets and vote.
Yay. Yeah. Well, this is such an honor to have you here. I'm blessed that we are family and I get, to enjoy you, but to share this. And when we talked about you getting on a plane and they were like, going to send you to Chicago, we were like, let's put a halt to that.
It speaks to, the different time that we're in, It was a direct flight, then it was like, you got to stop somewhere else.
Yeah.
I was already anxious to get on the plane, but we're here. Through God's, grace, we're safe, and
Amen.
you know, and once again, I want to send out love and prayers to everybody who's dealing with COVID in a personal way.
Yeah.
It's very real, and if people don't think so, it really is. I know people,
Yeah.
and you know, we gotta, you know, keep each other up. And shout out to what's we just spoke.
Tamika
Tamika.
with dope.
Yeah. Shout out to Tamika with dope. That was
Uh-huh.
amazing information. Much of it I didn't even know. Thanks for that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for always being conscientious. I mean, what a responsible young man. You know, I know your parents, and they did a great job with raising, you know, wonderful children who are active contributors. And the blessing of, you know, your talent is just one that you share with many. So thank you,
Hey,
and I
my
appreciate
pleasure.
you. Oh,
Thank
I'm
you,
sorry.
Kayla.
Yeah, we got to do that.
You gotta dap it up.
That's right. Okay.